Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.
Good morning, Karen. How's it going? I am so last minute today. Just give me a sec. Just need to continue setting a few things before I start with my little chat. Although, oops. Okay, well, either way, that works. What's that movie? Godzilla. I will close it so it doesn't bother me while I'm live. I just need... How's it going, Karen? I love it now. I was struggling with my monitor for a little while because I added the screen. A new like it's more of a TV than a computer monitor. Everything was stretched out of the viewable area. And I was struggling to find out why. I tried with the computer to squeeze everything in, and it didn't work. But, of course, nothing better than good old Google to help me find answers to my questions. So there was a setting somewhere I could find Intel Graphics Command Center. There was, yeah. And now I have everything properly set on my monitor, which is amazing. I reply on one of my comments. Awesome, that's awesome. Let me try to hide that a little bit. Apparently it is very annoying. At least that's what my girlfriend was saying. So if I just do it that way, if it's in your way, you shouldn't see the screen. All right. All right, good morning, Wild Edibles. How's it going? I need to drink my coffee so that I'm in a mood to be able to function and drink my coffee. I have a bunch of stuff that came in from Temu, and I'm gonna have to try it out. I don't know about any of you, but when I get some stuff for free, because there's a way to get free stuff from Temu, and it's not by playing those little games. Oh, so oh, cool. Oh, okay. So this here, all right. Good. I'm on number 2 coffee now. That's awesome. So I have this little gadget here and this thing. You would think that it would be like, that's pretty cool, but that's not what it's for. So I will loosen up this little thing here. You put that in. You tied it up. I will loosen up this here. Put it in an angle like this. So this is for fishing. So, okay. This goes in the ground. You can put it as deep as you want. And then, do I have anything? Okay, I'll take this. Let's say this is my fishing rod. When you clip it here, because of the way it's done, it clips, and this goes on top, so you can have your rod sitting here like this while you're fishing. As long as it's heavy enough, I suppose. This one would not fit. I don't have any nearby that I think of anyway, but you get the point. And then you don't need to hold your fishing stuff. You can just put it there and let it go. Flex tape, got for free. So if you're like me and you enjoy free stuff, the way to do it on Temu, well, at some point you will need to buy some stuff, but just to show that you're a customer, you got to go talk to customer service. You'll talk to a bot, and you just ask that they remove the what's it called, that you don't need a minimum requirement to place an order. And when you do that, it will ask you, it will say that it's for environmental purposes, and it's going to ask you if you really want to do it, and then you just say yes. So it's going to remove the threshold for an order. Then once this is done, you can put a bunch of stuff in your cart, and you can uncheck them, so they will stay in your cart, kind of like a wish list. And then at some point you will get offers where you can get stuff like for a penny. And I registered to be a member, so it was like $9 for 3 months. And by doing this, they're giving you 2 free items per month. And I got one of those what's it called, like those fake pens that you can use to tap on your iPad or iPhone or whatever. So I got one of those for my daughter, and I got, what was the second thing that I got? Oh, let me check. So I get that it's not 100% free in terms that you need to buy like the $9 membership for 3 months, which is not, I mean, you're getting 2 free items right from the start. So the tape was the second thing, right? So for $9, I got this. I got a little pen, and to get those free items, you need to buy one thing, and this is what I bought here. So this was like $5. So that's $14 of stuff that I got, but I will get 2 free items per month. So right there, it's like the $9 is already gone. You know, like it's worth $9 already. And then you will get a bunch of offers on the stuff in your cart. And because I'm a member, I get credit back, and they're always rounding up instead of rounding down. So whatever you buy, even if it's just 1 cent, even if they were just giving you a 3%, so 0.03 of a penny, they round it up. So you get a penny back. So I ended up putting a bunch of fishing stuff in my cart, like rods and reels, and I get that it's not like the high quality stuff you would get. Where's my reel? Did I forget it upstairs? I'm pretty sure I had it down here somewhere. Oh, here. So they made me offers where I would get stuff in my cart for one penny, 1 cent. And because I don't have that minimum threshold anymore, I can just go and buy it for 1 cent. And then I get a credit claim of 1 cent because it's, I can claim credit. So I ended up getting a bunch of free stuff because they keep giving me offers about stuff in my cart. And then I got this one offer where if I bought one item, I think the item was like $5, and I don't even remember what it was. You could get one item per day for a week for 1 penny. So I ended up getting a bunch of free stuff because you're getting a refund of 1 penny whenever you buy something. So this is the reel I got. It would go like this on your fishing. That's not my tripod, but it would go like something like this. Then you would hold it like this, and I'm reeling with my left hand. And look at the little gadget here. It's going left and right. So it's making sure that the line stays on the reel even all the way through. And you probably won't be able to see, but see how fast it's going in here? So you just go like 1/2 turn or 1 full turn, and this thing goes like 3 times. So okay, let's say I start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, definitely it's like 1 for 4. It must be Rublino. So this is, I don't know if you'll be able to see. This is the brand. And there was something else. Where did I see that? Here. This is like the information about the reel. So, just for the reel, if it lasts me a year, to me, it's already worth it. So that was pretty cool. I ended up getting like free racks to put my fishing stuff, a bunch of free rods, free reels. So I was able to equip all the kids basically for free. So now we're going to have to go fishing, but we're expecting rain for the whole week. So it's not going to happen right away. Tomorrow we have our regionals, so it's not going to happen tomorrow. But I told the kids maybe tonight we can go and pick up a few night crawlers. It's raining. It's going to be very cool outside, so it's going to be perfect for night crawlers. I got some good deals from Temu, but it's addictive, so I don't order anymore. Yeah, it is addictive, but I spent like $10 in the last 2 months. Well, okay, not true. $14 because a $9 for 3 months membership, and then another $5 to get like free items. Hanging fabric chair, baseball hat, hammock, and something else for like $40. Definitely good prices. Yeah, I got a hammock as well. One where they could sleep in, with a few hair mattresses. Do I have them here? I don't think I do. They're probably in my backpack back there. I bet it's not as comfortable as a real one that you would pay like $200 for. But if it's just a try, and even if I don't sleep in it, if I just have it and can, hang in it for a little while and relax, still pretty cool. Yeah. Hammock and chair. We're all out winter. Just fine still. Awesome. Okay, yeah, you could get really good deals, but you have to play games to buy things. It's a great idea for a company, really. Yeah, it is a great idea, really, because now I'm addicted to going to feed my fish. And I have like 6 months left before I can even get the free stuff, and I've been on it for like a year. But hey, like whenever you go on, you browse stuff, this is cool. You find stuff and you're like, okay, I'm going to put that in my cart. And eventually I get it for free or for a penny, or I got this little gadget here for I just don't know what this is for though. I guess this would be to put around a stick that you would make with this item. I got this for free. Like, I mean, it looks pretty solid to me. Come on. Oh, so Marilyn is awake. Marilyn. Just letting them know that I am live. What else? Oh, I got this. This is pretty cool. I don't know how to play yet. I know there's different notes you can make by pushing and but I find it sounds pretty cool for something I got for free. Like, even if it was just to try to learn to play a little bit. I mean, we can blow through these whole blues, rock, and jazz. Okay. I'm not gonna play a song yet, but maybe at some point I will. People like games and gambling. They like window shopping and deals. It's really good business plan, really. Yeah, and people say that their stuff is cheap, but they sell their stuff on Amazon for just a few more dollars because Amazon probably takes a cut. So instead of selling it for like $10 free shipping, they'll sell it for like $12, and you end up paying more for the same thing, really. I haven't been disappointed yet, other than sometimes you'll get stuff that is a little bit smaller than what you were expecting. But I mean, other than that, like I bought those little like hanging basket that you can hang on the wall. From the picture, it looks like there were like 2 pockets about this big. about the basketball size. But it came in, and the two of them together are like this big. But hey, like I'll put it on the wall somewhere, and I don't know what I can use them for. But even if it was just to dry my herbs, it's got it for free. So, good morning, Dave. How's it going? Yes, I am ready for fishing. Just waiting for the nice weather. I'll need to buy my license too, but I don't intend on going now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, and I was just getting the trash cans on the side of the road this morning, and when I was going down, you could see the worms all over the place. They're out. It's raining and it's wet, so planned their business to reach lots of people that way. Yeah. The only thing I don't like now is that all the people that want to go on Temu are already on Temu. So you get deals where if you bring in more people, you can have free stuff, but you're not going to bring any more people because everyone already has the app if they want it. Unless you wanted to create like a second account on your iPhone or whatever, then maybe you could add yourself and get one item at some point, but I find it pointless. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can go to dollar store, get some pretty cool stuff. What was it that I bought at Dollarama? I don't know. I go there every once in a while and I buy stuff, and I'm like, it's cheaper here than anywhere else. You can go to Walmart for a bag of chips, the small ones. You'll get, I don't know, 89 cents a chip. You go to Dollarama, you'll get two for $1.50. So it comes down to 75 cents each. I mean, it's just a few cents, but if you're going anyway. Good morning, Marilyn. How's it going? Good morning, Darren. How's it going? I'm still waiting for you to send me information about the stuff you want to sell. Busy, eh? It's pretty busy time at this time. The garden is starting to bloom, and it's nonstop. And you guys got new cows now. Did you get the second one? Was the second one born or not yet? I think I saw some pictures last evening. I know you have one new baby. It's going rainy and happy about it because planted trees yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was walking around yesterday, and I say that all the trees that I hear grafted that had a little bit of roots seem to be alive. Some of them are struggling a little bit. They might end up dying at some point, but right now they're still going. The ones that I tried to plant regardless if they had roots or not, obviously those died. But I mean, I ended up having a bunch of apple trees for free. So my next thing to try, I want to go on my dad's property. He has a lot of wild apple trees, and I want to go and try to find if I could dig some like tiny ones, new growth and stuff. New shoots coming out of one tree at some point. Maybe I can pick up some roots with it. You never know. If it happens and it works, you get free apples, free apple trees. And I needed 2 dog harnesses for $175 instead of $15 each. They might not last, but they work for now, which is very helpful. Yeah, I mean, we get our dog stuff at dollar store, plus a bunch of like cat toys and stuff too. Just one so far. Okay, yeah. I know you're still waiting on the second one. So see, that's keeping you busy. Plus, you ended up having a bunch of fruit trees as well. Got dry skin on my forehead. I spent $40 on a dog harness, and the dog ate it before. Yeah, you get stuff like that happening every once in a while. I just want to check something real quick. Let's see. I just want to check my members to make sure I'm not forgetting any members. I need to change a few things. Okay. I'll need to change something here as well. First orders of trees arrived, plus planted tons of cuttings, took down a few big pines. So you had basket willows, right? Those apparently they take like crazy pretty much anywhere. Planted corn, beans, leeks, and a bunch of other stuff, so the rain is good. It's still too cold here, and I didn't have time to work my garden yet. I mean, I'm not going to have a tiller here for just like 2 aisles, but one of those aisles need to be taken care of in terms of weeds. So I think I'm just going to put the tarp on it for this year and use the one that had the tarp last year. So we'll just push the tarp a little bit, and hopefully that works out. Let me come here for a sec. All right. Drops. Hello, Drops. How's it going? Luckily, we have mostly cedars and hardwood trees here. 100 basket willows this year. They're great, but they're great for what other than making baskets? Like, is there any other use? I need to change that as well. I'll put that there for now. Do this. Last month, I thought I soaked my golden bantam corn seeds too long, and so I threw them in a raised bed thinking I would compose them. Got a raised bed full of corn. It happens. Yeah. Great accident indeed. Medicine, edible for some livestock. Cool. Yeah, I know the rabbits like to chew on that kind of thing. They're chewing on their cage right now, so I need to give them something to chew on. And I'll need to fix it because they chew like a big hole on top. So if they go in the middle, it could be raining on them. Living fence kind of animals can eat through it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be buying lots of stuff today. I asked my daughter if she wanted me to buy anything special, and she's like, well, Dad, you can just go and buy like kiwis, but I don't think you can grow these here. I'm like, honey, you don't know, but I already have kiwis um, outside, you know? Like, they're not gonna be producing this year, but I'm hoping that they start producing in a few years. I'm gonna give them a lot of compost. I think kiwis are heavy feeders, kind of like the grapes, right? So if I give them like chicken manure, they would be doing great. Anything you want to weave, make baskets, chairs. Oh, really? Interesting. I cut down a 4-year-old willow and made $500 selling it for firewood. I was shading my garden and making a mess in the garden. It was shit. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I was taking a walk with a neighbor. He was trying to show me our like the property lines. We tried to find the pin. We couldn't find it. But he said he was going to go. He knows where the second one is. So he's like, I'm going to walk 200 feet and know exactly where yours is. Ours, where it splits the line. And he's like, it goes back here somewhere. I'm like, seriously? Like all this there is mine? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. So there's a bunch of what's it called? Alders, and um, I don't know what we call it. Those little red little twigs that grow pretty much everywhere. I had that growing all over my property, and I need to get rid of them. So I just, take it out whenever I see one. I just pull it out of the ground. Um, that being said, I will be clearing the back of my property a little bit, and I'll try to plant some more fruit trees. I can probably take some of my currants and plant them back there. I was also talking about what else did I want to plant. Yeah, I wonder if it'd be a good idea to plant raspberries in the front of my property. I know it spreads, but if you if you mow the lawn and you cut it, I mean, it can only spread so far. Columnus. I can't even pronounce it. Let me see if that's what it is. Red hose. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah. So people are purposely growing that. Cornus stolonorifera. Let me share you what it is. Entire screen. Third screen. So it's, yeah, those little red twigs. The basket willow shoots get cut, harvested every fall, so it doesn't grow up into a big tree. Okay. Dogwood. It is this year. I don't know if there's any other name. Red. Yeah, dogwood. Okay. You got that right. Yep. Dogwood is a lot easier to pronounce than Cornus stolorifera. Plus these as well. But they're not that big. They don't get that big. Really? Does it get that big for real? Huh. But it is definitely those trees that I have here. they're growing all over and they spread like crazy. Oh, and what's it called? I had a tree growing on my property. Cornouilles de l'Unifa, if you prefer. No, I don't really prefer. Not that big here. Stay shrub-like. Yeah, I'd say they're most likely shrubs. Um, but I have some big trees that kind of look like this, so I don't know much about the trees. I had one tree growing that I didn't know what it was. It kind of looked like a cherry tree, but I just couldn't figure out exactly what it was. And I noticed this spring when I was out that the tree kind of had like almost like needles. So I don't think I'll be able to show you. Wait, I'll stop sharing this. Maybe that way I'll be able to show you a little bit more. So my tree kind of looks like this along the stem. And this is it. That way maybe I can. It's kind of blurry. Wait, I'll try something else. So let me just upload this here. It is synchronized now. Oops. Okay, I'll try something else. To buddy iCloud here. Go to library. Hey, you just told me that you were. Yes, save today. So you're supposed to, upload it on the cloud. Recent. Oh, there you go. Okay, I will download. Open with photos, always. So let me put that here. Maybe that way I'll be able to show you a little bit better. Present, share screen, entire screen. There you go. I'll put that this way. Hide current common. Common names are definitely not perfect, but you can pronounce them. It takes practice. Acorn tree. My acorn tree has a trunk 5 feet wide. Nice. Good morning, Lois. How's it going? Marshmallow Man. Obipin. So I was trying to find out the name of this tree. But see, like all the little thorns that it has, it was telling me that it was some sort of a fruit, kind of. It's not growing well because obviously I have a bunch of spruce and cedars growing behind it. But let me show you the other picture. See, like the small branches, the way they grow. I was able to identify it finally, and it makes sense because I have a second one growing not too far from it. Although I don't know how it came on my property. Oops, not what I want to do. Come on, I'm there. All right. But it is hawthorn berry tree. Apparently, they're edible. They're not the best taste, but they're edible. But the seeds are toxic. I have a mulberry tree that popped up in the yard. It's probably about 6 foot tall. Nice. I planted one last year, and I don't think it's growing much, but I have some seeds here, pretty sure. If not, I can probably find one tree somewhere and plant it. That might be my investment for the spring. Who knows? I need to plant some elderberries. I have a few here. There's one that died. I don't know if there wasn't enough nutrients. Maybe I need to add more compost. I don't know how heavy feeders they are. The one that Chris gave me last year from Hickory Crop Farm, that one seems to be doing all right. I planted 4 yesterday. It's borderline their zone here. We'll see how it goes. I want to plant 4 more around chicken coop. Cool. We have the red elderberries here growing wild all over the place. And the Saskatoon berries. But the black elderberries, I haven't seen them around. We have some black currants, swamp currants, or whatever it is you call them. Those grow all over the place as well. But they're not saying they're not edible. I know there's a way you can prepare them, but I wouldn't risk it. I don't know. They are everywhere here in Arkansas. That's cool though. They do make a mess though, but I bet the chickens will enjoy them. We're talking about mulberries. Okay. It's going good. Awesome. My hedgerows are full of elderberries, and I never planted one. Cool. Yes. Well, everything is expensive nowadays. I want to make my own aubépine in French. So, what is the aubépine? The hawthorn? Someday. Crataegus. I drink it every day and I have not been sick in years. Good to know. Good to know. So I need to plant more elderberries. Awesome, Dave. I do fermented garlic and honey. It really helps. Don't get sick. Cool. Fun fact, a small bird of prey, the shrike, use the big thorn to impale their prey on it so they are easier to eat. Cool. It is a cool fact. Got 8 of the purple elderberries. Nice. Good morning, Tiffany. How's it going? Was it your in-laws that were moving not too far from you? Is everything done? Are you able to rest a little bit now? My second late wife used to swear at me in French when she got mad, her first language. Well, swearing in English, in French, really helps get that anger out. You have a lot of, if you use the F word in English, it kind of helps process the anger because of the. But in French, you have a lot of swearing that ends with. So you know French now. It's fun at this time of year because you walk around and you see everything that's starting to come out of dormancy. I was playing cards at my cousin's yesterday, and it's funny because he's just about 3 to 4 minutes down the road from here, and his apple trees were all blooming already. They had their leaves, they had their flowers, and I'm here, and my apple trees are just starting to have a little bud starting to open on them. Livingston, the former name of Hines. Cool. It's kind of cool in a way, but it kind of sucked for me because if I was 2 minutes that way, it'd be a lot warmer. I feel like I'm in my little, my own little microclimate here. But I think what I'm gonna do, instead of just going to any nursery, I'll go see the lady in Dundee where she has her own food forest, and basically you can just go there and buy stuff from her. She's like, okay, I'll sell you that for $5. Dig it up, take it home. She has a lot of stuff, and she's trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. Obviously, some of the trees are way too big. But if you go there and, she'll have like red currants spreading over, but she doesn't want it to spread over. So you can basically just go there and get it for free because she's trying to get rid of it. She has, was it yellow raspberries? Same thing. She's just trying to get rid of the stuff. So you can go there and get. Last year I went there. Sorry, I think I don't remember if it was $5 or $10, but I came back home with rhubarb, some asparagus, one kiwi vine, some raspberries, some red currants, and 2 chum trees. Chums is an hybrid. I forgot to. Just a sec. I forgot to do that. So where was I? Yeah, an hybrid of plums and cherries. So I got 2 of them. Oh, it's okay, Marilyn. I noticed that I was forgetting something. So it's there's the one time where I forgot to do that, and I ended up having like, I don't know, 200-300 spammers at the same time. So when you look at my live stream, it looks as though I had like 500 viewers, but it's just because those spammers came and they stayed there for a little while. So sometimes I purposely leave it out so that I can keep an eye on and see if my viewers are going up. My father sent me pictures of everything blooming in his place. He is eating asparagus already. I'm pretty sure I could be eating asparagus. I have some about the size of this year. So basically the size of my fingers, but I have like 2 of them. So I think I'm going to leave them there and just plant some more. I mean, I should just take seeds and throw them like all over the place. One of the things that I hate about my garden right now is that where I had my strawberry bed, the weeds started taking over, and there's just no way that the strawberry plants are going to survive. So I need to put black tarp and let everything die for a whole year so that I can go after and plant my strawberries again. There's like 3 strawberry plants that survived in there in that bed. So I'm going to take them out, put them in little pots, put them somewhere where they get enough sun and enough nutrients. Hopefully I'll get a few strawberries out of them. And if they start spreading, I'll get some more plants. And yeah, I don't know, like the weeds are just overwhelmingly taking over my garden beds. All my fruit trees have got flowers on them already, and I got 12 fruit trees. Awesome. Mines are just starting to pop up, literally. I've been selling plant starch at the flea market this year. I'm going to build a huge geothermal greenhouse. Nice. Maybe I'll try to do that in the future. Our little town changed rules, and we can now have a little stand on the road to sell fresh produce. That's awesome. I think we're allowed to do that here. But if I was able to grow enough stuff, I would want to go to the farmer's market. Although the only thing I get too much of are zucchinis and squash. Yeah, nobody wants to buy those. I mean, I could let them go for $1. My crab apples are starting to flower. Nice. I'm selling my extra plants at the firewood stand this week. Cool. Every Saturday I can sell at the courthouse in Ash Flat, Arkansas for free and no restrictions. I sold my homemade jalapeno and pepper jack soft pretzels, which are plate size. They didn't last 20 minutes. I've already pulled rhubarb out of my rhubarb bed, and I've got potatoes starting to poke up through the ground now. That's cool. I'm just starting to see my rhubarb popping up. They're just about this big. It's fun though, because I have them growing pretty much all over the place now. There's one that I started from the seeds Darren from Thorhaven Farm gave me like 2 years ago. And last year it came back. So I'm guessing this year it's going to be a little bit bigger. Something else I want to do is I have like one of those framed garden bed, and the only thing I have growing in it is what's it called? Marilyn, what's the plant that we both bought at the conference the first year? You know, that grows big and you can the roots are going down way down, getting all the nutrients, bringing that up. We take the leaves and make some nice compost. I forget the names. I'm not good. Comfrey, yeah. My brain is. So yeah, I have just the one comfrey plant growing in there. So I should probably remove the frame from there, let the comfrey do its thing. I mean, if I keep cutting it down, it's not going to spread like crazy. I just don't want to take over all the rest of the stuff I have. But I'm kind of losing that frame for no reason because nothing else is growing in there. I think I saw some lavender popping up yesterday when I was walking around. The plant looks like dry and dead, but there's a few tiny pieces that is still green at the bottom. So I think I'm going to go and trim it out. And if it survives, I'll be happy. I also saw that my Echinacea are popping up. What else do I have? Very nice. We're just a little further behind, but catching up. The rules are pretty strict here. We cannot sell transformed produce without a permit, and those are a pain to have. Yeah, those. That's the same thing here, except for wild fruits. I think there's like a rule. You can make jam and jelly with them, but that's the only thing you can make. You can sell them raw, but you cannot sell transformed produce without a permit, without a license, like you're saying. I just picked my rhubarb last week. Now trying to decide what I want to make with it. I'm just hoping that I can harvest a lot of fruits, freeze it so that either the kids can eat them fresh, but they usually don't. The rhubarb, they really don't usually eat it. But I would love to have a bunch of frozen fruits for wine next year. I would like to make wine now that I know how to make it. I have the videos done. It was done last year. I have all the stuff here. I need to use it. Yeah, comfrey. Yeah, I had that problem in the state, which is why I left that junkyard. WA, is that Washington? My 2 plants are coming back. I saw them this morning. I had one that started growing next to it, and I planted it way back like 2 years ago, and I think it just died. So, whatever. I'll keep planting them way back there if I can. Widow across the highway does gardening with me. She has comfrey. We just split the profit from my flea market stuff. Cool. Comfrey is awesome to have. I haven't had any luck with my rhubarb seeds so far. They are from my old place. I had about 50% growing, 50% germination rate, which is not that bad. To be fair, when you get free stuff, you don't complain, right? Like I was saying earlier. You can take off chunks of comfrey and transplant. Yeah, but I don't want it to spread all over. I just take whatever is popping up and then like next to it so that it doesn't spread too much. But I should definitely remove the metal frame from there and keep some of the soil around my comfrey, obviously, but take some out and make another bed. Oh, I could make another strawberry bed with that. The only problem I have is the weeds are just taking over those beds. I have a few strawberry beds, and the weeds are just crazy taking over. Really? That sucks. I don't know about that. I know we can make jelly and jam with the fruit stuff, but that's pretty much all we can do. My boyfriend just put a bunch of berries in the beer last week. The beer will be pink. Awesome. And I'm still waiting to try one of those beers. My kids used to pick my dad's rhubarb from the garden, dip it in sugar, and eat it. They still have those memories. There's a friend of mine. Well, we haven't seen each other since pretty much high school, but I used to go at his place, and his mom had a lot of rhubarb, and we would put cheese whiz on it and eat it raw, just like that. It's kind of weird the way that those plants are, because you can eat the stem and not the leaves. It's like the same plant, but it's like, okay, here it's good, here it's good, here it's good. Oh, here it's toxic. I don't know. It's incredible sometimes. Washington State can only sell root veggies there without a license. That sucks. I did that too, Karen. I don't know how I did, but I did it. I want to take a comfrey plant and put it in the chicken run. I'm trying to do them a little chicken garden protected, but it's still in the to-do list. I have so much stuff in my to-do list. But one of the things I was looking forward to do, I wanted to make, okay, I'll start from the start. I have this gooseberry shrub that's growing. It's getting pretty big, but the branches, because they're so big, when they get full of fruits, they kind of tend to fall on the ground. And the branches, I have some that grew like from the plant, but they ended up falling down, but growing back up. So when I mow the lawn, I always have to be extra careful, and sometimes I get stung by those thorns, to lift it up to pass the mower underneath. So I would love to have a little, I don't know, kind of little cage around them so that it would stay up a little bit. And I was wondering how I should do it. But then it clicked me yesterday when I was walking around my garden. Because I am removing one of the chicken coop from my garage, I will have a bunch of chicken wire. So I can just take like two T-posts that I had that are broken, plant them one on each side of my my gooseberry shrub, or take three of them. I could take a small metal rope, but if I had put two, I can just put that little chicken wire and tie it up to those T-posts around it. It doesn't need to be high because obviously, the chicken wire is like 4 feet high. It doesn't need to be 4 feet high because the shrub, you still want it to grow. But if I could have like half of it, maybe just around the base, so that instead of the branches falling down, they could at least like have a little protection and stay up like this. That's one of the things I need to do. I also need to remove some of my raspberries. I have a lot of friends at work that want to have some raspberries, new growth. So I need to make a little path in the middle of my raspberries so that I can walk to go harvest fruits. Because right now it's just overtaking everything, and I won't even be able to go harvest my apples if it keeps going. And I have a rhubarb growing there as well that's taken over by the raspberries. So we'll need to dig it out and plant it somewhere else. So the projects I have for the spring are pretty much this: to continue finishing removing the second chicken coop from my garage, doing like a good cleanup that I haven't done in like 5 years in the current chicken coop. I'll take the rabbits, fix their cages, bring them inside the garage, and I'll transplant a few of my shrubs and trees and plants somewhere else on the property. And I was telling the neighbor that I have a little platform kind of goes down, and then there's a little spot where it's straight before it goes down again on the neighbor's property. His kids have a four-wheeler and a little bike, kind of like a little motocross bike, and they drive around on the property. And I told him, I said, I don't mind, like they can drive wherever, but just want you to know that I will be planting trees here this year. So you just ask them to be careful. I'll try to put a few posts so that he knows where they are, but you don't want him to have an accident because of a tree that they didn't see. So we'll be transplanting a few things, planting a few things. I don't intend on investing a lot of money in terms of fruit trees this year, but I will try to invest a lot of time, which I did not have until now. But tomorrow we have our regionals. If we win, we'll have 2 practices a week until the Acadian Games, which would be at the end of June. And if we don't win, well, it's season over. So I will have a lot more time. The kids want to go fishing. I want to go fishing. We want to go camping. That's basically our plan for the summer, fishing and camping. I was looking at buying like a few mattresses to put in the back of the Jeep so that we could sleep in the Jeep instead of sleeping in a tent. You go in the woods, you have, the smell of fish and so on around you. You don't want to attract the bears. So that would be an option. I have a little wood stove. That's just right there. I haven't used it yet. But you can bring it, cook on it. It's something I would love to do with the kids. Go out, fish, have some fun, cook the fish on the stove and then be able to sleep in the car. I would just need a few mattresses so that I could put the benches down and maybe just keep the tent, have a tent just to put the stuff in. So that this way, if a bear comes, well, there's no danger for the kids. Nice. I like to experiment. I read that already. I like to experiment with beer. I am putting elderberries in my next batch. That's pretty cool. I need to plant some horseradish, turmeric, garlic, and ginger. I want to plant garlic. I've never planted garlic before. I have some seeds here, but I'm thinking that they might not be good anymore because I've had them for so long. Well, my brother came back from the UK visiting his in-laws years ago and brought real beer. Ever since, I can't drink that water on the shelf. That's the way my cousin calls it too. He calls it water. He's like, you can't get drunk on water. Well, maybe you can because, he's twice my size and he's a lot more tolerant to those kind of things than I am. But, even if I don't get drunk per se, if I drink a few beers, I'll get a buzz, My boyfriend redid his hub structure last week. It should now be a lot more solid, but he might be out of cocoa cord soon because the place we buy from is closing. I still have my hop growing. Well, it's still alive, I should say, but it's not growing big. And it has a net, but it just doesn't reach the net. It gets about this big, and it would need to grow about an extra inch to reach the net. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, should I put more compost? Is that what it needs? I mean, there are plants that I don't know about, but it's kind of cool. We have a little group chat on gardening from work now, and people share their stuff. It's pretty amazing. It needs compost and water. Well, it's raining now, so that's not going to be a problem. So I'll put rabbit poop around it. And I also suppose that if it's alone and not competing with any other weeds, it's probably going to do better as well. I have it next to put mulch on it too. Well, I have those coconut fiber from dollar store. I use those a lot, and they're pretty cool. I just cut like halfway, and I put it around the base, so it looks kind of like round. Well, it is round. I have a video on it, I think, at some point. Weed is not a problem for them. Okay, so we'll mulch it with those coconut fiber thing, and those decompose, but they take a long time to decompose. And I love it because you'll go to dollar store, get like 3 or 4 for like $2-3, and they go well around my shrubs and fruit trees. And like I put one of those around each of my honeyberries and around each of my gooseberries, except for the one in front because it's just way too big. But I intend on doing it with the other ones instead of just putting a cardboard around them, which I don't know. It doesn't look good when you have cardboard around your plants, but when you have those little round perfect circle kind of thing, it looks a lot better. So I'll be putting that around it, keep the moisture and compost. I'll put some rabbit manure. I give my cans to my neighbor, and he brings me free rabbit poop. Yeah, I have rabbit poop here, and I keep telling my friends, if you want some, just come over and grab a shovel and get some. I mean, I keep telling my brother that he should come and put some around his fruit trees, but he's not listening. Weeds is not a problem for them. They are weed. Awesome. Me too. I was 6 months or up 40 years ago and wasn't landed to beer. Nice. I called the widow across the highway Coke addict. She drinks too much Coca-Cola. I even drink good beer warm. Nice. And I prefer Pepsi over Coca-Cola. I'm sure Marilyn would agree. Right, Marilyn? Pepsi is better than Coca-Cola. What else do I have going on? So I know I have 2 small crab apples growing. One of them seems pretty weak, but I got them for free. But one of them is definitely still alive. But those are growing like in the middle of my lawn, and weeds are growing like crazy. So those apple trees, I will probably put some cardboards simply because I want the weeds to die a little bit. And when those little crabapple trees grow up a little bit more, then I'll be able to let the weeds grow and plant some perennials around them. I need to call my friend again to see if I want to get. He's got white grapes, so I want to get some of those cuttings, and I want some more sea kale. He gave me some last year, and they're not growing. They didn't come back. I also want to call my girlfriend's cousin to get some rose cuttings and some blackberries. What I did last year didn't work. I'm not having any more blackberries growing than what I did last year, so they're not spreading. I should go put some manure around them, the ones that I have, because I bought some from the store and those are growing. I have some thornless blackberries, and I was told that they're not as good as the other ones. Apparently, the ones with thorns are a lot tastier, a lot better. Pepsi is better, but I'm not a Pepsi-holic anymore. Bought a 12 cans case in January and not finished yet. Oh, really? Did you start drinking beer? No, I know you didn't. Berries need an acidic soil. The only thing that I'm struggling with in terms of berries are the blueberries, because they need to have even more acidic soil. But besides that, all the rest is growing. I just planted the blackberries. Was it last year or the year before? Because I got some wild ones from Angie at Me and You Acres. And I bought like one plant. I have like 4 or 5 of them growing right now. I will be using your hops to brew. When I run out, I will have to go to Quebec to get more. Yeah, go get Maryland's hops. Iced tea and powder, way cheaper. So put peat moss or hardwood compost around them. You're talking about my blackberries. I need to also put some compost around my blackberries this year when season ends. Thing is, we have raspberries until mid-October, and then it starts snowing. So I don't really want to step into manure before, I don't want to spread the manure before I'm done harvesting. They're ready in September-ish. Okay. So peat moss or hardwood compost around them. I don't have that, but I could. Okay. Good idea. I have some honeyberries are going well. I cut down all the dead branches from my currants. I had some white currants. Those I didn't touch because those were all still alive. I had some red currants. Some branches were dead. I cut them up and I pruned my black currants as well. I know I don't like the black currants. I want to transplant them somewhere where they can go crazy on their own, like in the back of my property somewhere. And, if I ever decide to go and harvest something, that I can just go and harvest them. It was either that or put them in the front of my property. I want to have a little fence in the front of my property. And I know the currents are not going to be very high, which is fine, because if I ever need to do something, if I ever need to work, I can just, remove them, or it wouldn't be as hard to remove as a tree would be. My pear trees are still, well, I lost 2 out of 3. I have one that's still alive. My plum trees are doing great. I had 2 plum trees that had the black knot fungus, but I just keep pruning it, all the branches that had the black knot fungus, and take it slowly to the incinerator, put that straight in the fire. And with the fact that our drying machine died this year, we took the big drum in the dryer, and it's like twice the size of the one we had in there already. So we can make way bigger fires now. And it's not about the size of the fire per se. It's just the fact that we can put longer logs in our fire, and it's a lot easier to burn those branches that you cut off. I'm still going to need to clean all those red twigs that we were talking about earlier, because I have some alders growing on the side of my house, and I don't want them there, but they're just so hard to get rid of. I keep cutting them down to the base, and every year there's new shoots coming up. So I'm wondering, like, is there any way to kill those roots? I don't know if I drill in the roots and I put some, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Nice Christmas decoration. I could. But the alders, how can I get rid of them? I cut them right to the base, and they come back every year. I'm running out of ideas. I don't know what to do anymore. I have some white birch growing as well. Those are pretty straightforward. I'm just going to cut them up and burn them. I have to, Marilyn, because they're growing through my raspberries, and I have too much. Like, I have a full forest of them in the back of my property. They're my nitrogen fixers, but I have some other nitrogen fixers. I can put peas and stuff like that. They're not fixing anything right now. They're just taking over. I'm going to lose my food forest if I let them go. I don't want to have them there. I'm trying to get rid of them. I'm thinking about drilling holes in their roots and just putting like vinegar or something like that around them. Hopefully that would kill them. I don't know. What else do I have? So the mulberry, I'm going to need to check again. It didn't look too strong yesterday, but the quince is still alive. Also all the plants around. Yeah, but right now where my alders are, there's nothing around them because they're just taking too much space. So if I could kill those in a few years, at least I'd be able to go and plant something else. But right now, it's just taking over everything, and I'm going to lose everything I have on that side. I will need to trim a few of my cedars as well. The neighbor complained a little bit last year that she was trying to mow the lawn on her property, and the branches were too big. So I'm going to cut a few branches. I don't want to completely remove the cedars from there. Is your area wet? Where those alders are growing, it used to be very wet in the spring because all the snow was melting, and it's kind of going like a little bit like this. So in the little slope, it was getting full of water. But since I planted cedars there, it's no longer wet. It stays pretty pretty, I don't want to say dry because it's always raining a little bit, but it's not as wet as it was. And I'm in the middle of a hill, so there's always water flowing, but it's draining pretty well. There's one place on my property that stays wet a lot longer, and that's where I planted my sea buckthorn berry shrubs, because those need to have a wet area as well. What else do I have? So I have some Saskatoon berries. My elders are in the wetland I have. So it could be wet back there. So gooseberries, I have like 4 gooseberry shrubs now. One of them from last year, I took a branch, and I'm trying to remember if I gave it to my colleague, because I had 2 branches, and I know, oh no, I give one to Scott. That's true. Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. When he came, I gave him a gooseberry cutting that I had. Well, it was not just a cutting. I had the rule ball on it, and it was rooting. Your NPK is 10-10-10. But the one gooseberry I kept is like this tall. It was just a branch with roots, and you can see now that it's starting to grow some new branches, and it's full of leaves. So it survived, and I'm hoping that Scott's cutting survived as well. I'm trying to remember if I gave him something. I think I gave him 1 red currant as well. Could have been red currant and gooseberries. I will be propagating more gooseberries. When it starts producing, it produces a lot of gooseberries. Out of one plant, it can get more than a cup, which is kind of cool. Not a lot of people enjoy eating them just raw, but I freeze them, and eventually I'm going to start eating smoothies when it gets really warm in the summer, and I'll be putting fruits in them. I talked about my currants. I have some cranberries as well, but the plant I had seemed like it died. But I have new shoots coming, and when I look at it, it looks like the shoots are coming from above the grafted line, so I should be all right. I also have, I'm trying to think everything I have. I talked about, well, I have pretty much every fruit that's possible to have here in New Brunswick. My kiwis are still growing. They're still doing well. I have a bunch of grapes that were fertilized last year with chicken manure. They seem to be doing great. Longanberry, I think they're called. I have some loganberries and some longanberries. I have some high bush cranberries and low bush cranberries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, yellow raspberries. Rhubarb. On that side, I have 2 loganberry shrubs. Those are zone 5, I think. They're still growing, like they survive. They come out every year, but they just don't produce fruits. So I'm thinking that if at some point I wanted to have a little greenhouse on top of them, that would be a good way to do it. If I had them in a greenhouse, I would probably be able to grow them. Trying to think what else I have. The lilacs are coming. The raspberries are starting to grow. I have a bunch of perennials all over the place. My oregano came back. Yeah, it's just sea kale that I wanted to have that I don't have. I have 1 rosemary that came back, just not the barbecue rosemary. It's either that or find something with the backhoe and dig them out. Okay. So they would be tough to dig out, and to get there with a backhoe, they would need to destroy some of my trees, some of my fruit trees, because I have fruit trees all around, and just a little place to walk. It's kind of like it is a garden, not in terms of vegetable garden, but a little, not even a food forest kind of thing. It's more a place where you can go and sit and relax. It's hidden from the wind, and it's full sun. So it's the side of the house where we have like the kids swing and stuff like that. But the way that it's made, you couldn't get there without destroying something on my property. So I will definitely try to dig them out as much as possible. I say cut them if you can, make mulch with them. I could. I would need something to shred everything. No, I don't have the machine. But usually I just put them aside and burn them. Or either that, or I put them, well, if I suppose that they probably grow so easily that if I just put them in the ground to compost, it would just start growing. I'm busy making food forest around my new house. Yeah, well, that's what I want to do. I want to have something so that when my grandkids come over, they have a bunch of stuff to harvest. By the time it's producing fruits, my kids will be old enough. They probably won't be living here. But if they have kids of their own and they come over, or when we're old enough and we don't have the energy to plant vegetables, we'll have fruits at least. I bought this new place last year and it tripled in price. Might sell it. A lot of people tend to do that. Yeah, so my plum tree seems like they're doing great, even though I know they're infected by the black knot fungus. But if I just keep cutting the branches that are infected, I think eventually the tree could be taken over. I know you can't really cure the trees, but it can get to a point where you can live with it. I have cherries next to them, so I know it's already too late. The cherries are already infected. So I will need to plant some new cherries somewhere else. I know that's not too far off. But my youngest is turning 12. So maybe I have another 10 years. The oldest is 21. They're still talking about maybe waiting like another 5 years before they get to that point. My oldest son is 17. He graduates in 2 years. He wants to be a paramedic. So I'm guessing after that, it could happen. But I'm not too stressed. I don't really want to be a grandfather tomorrow. Even though it's not too far off. Try to remember. I know there's some other fruits that I have. Goji berries. They're hard to see if they're still alive. I'm thinking that they just take longer to come out of dormancy. They were still alive in fall. They should still be alive now. They're zone 4, I think. And if my kiwis survived and all my other fruit trees that are zone 4 survived, that one should have survived as well. Saskatoon berries are still growing. I keep thinking I have something else that way. I don't know. I transplanted some wild blueberries last year, and I think that one of them is dead. But those are so easy to propagate. The only thing I see people with blueberries, and like the shrubs are like as high as me. They come to 4 or 5 feet tall. Mines are tiny little blueberry shrubs. So I don't know if they're not acidic enough. I don't know if they don't have enough nutrients. I get that they need to have acidic soil, but they probably also need nutrients to grow. I had fun recently. I grabbed 360 pounds of mortar and carried it 35 feet to the counter at his hardware. You want to help out? Yes. This 20-ish year old kid face frowned when I told him tailgate broken. I had to keep from smirking watching this kid lift the bag over the bed to put it in. Yep. My little cherry tree is doing shoots like crazy. I have to try better to dig them out and make them do enough roots to do a new tree. Yes. So the shoots, sometimes they have the roots if they come out of the ground. But if you take them out of would they be easier to root if they're not growing from the ground? I have one shoot coming out of my apple tree, and I know I have to cut it down, but like, should I try to save it somehow? I'm 60 and I can still lift that stuff with one hand. That's 180 pounds. It could be tough. I don't know if I could still handle it. Well, my girlfriend is waiting for me to go to the store. So I will stop there. Thank you everyone for being here. And don't forget to share, like, and comment on my videos. And I'm always looking for watch time. So if you're about to go outside, you can just press play on some of my stuff and give me some watch time, please and thank you. So everyone have a great week and wish me luck for tomorrow. We have our regionals. Have a great day, have a great week, and hopefully I'll be able to start doing the live streams again on Friday. I had a test last Friday, which is why I didn't do any live stream, and I had forgotten about it until it's like, oh, I have to do my test, and I ended up doing 90%. So it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I get up around this time because I trade stock. Cool. Have a great day. Have a great day and a great week. And I'll see you again.
Thank you.